Click subscribe to get latest news and don't forget to press the bell icon.
When it was cop killer Esteban Carpio's day in court after taking a police officer's life, his whole family was there to show support for their beloved thug. As usual, they felt he was the real victim in this case and that he was allegedly defending himself against systematic racism within law enforcement. Carpio's family expected to see the solemn face of a man who feels he didn't deserve to be charged for killing a cop. However, the killer entered the room to gasps when everyone saw his bloody and swollen mug locked in a mask while being delivered to the courtroom by a pair of cops. His family and friends nearly fainted when they saw the unrecognizable thug stumble into the courtroom, which immediately spurred the reaction and screams of police brutality. The courtroom devolved into chaos as Carpio's family began to riot from their seats over what they thought happened to this killer. The outrage was so bad that each one of them should have been held in contempt of court. Carpio's family, friends, and any of his other supporters shouldn't feel bad for the man with a rearranged face. They should feel bad for the family and friends of Detective James L. Allen, whose life was taken away by this thug in a pointless and avoidable situation. There was no police brutality when Carpio pulled his own gun out on Allen and shot him at point-blank range. The cop hadn't even confronted Carpio or presented any threat to the thug other than being a man with a badge. The two weren't even at odds when Carpio immediately decided to end Allen's life and alter the officer's family forever. Carpio was being questioned about a totally different crime when he appears to have grabbed Allen's gun unexpectedly and shot him point-blank for absolutely no apparent reason. As is typical with cop killers, but more so in this case, there was literally no point to that crime and no reason this detective had to lose his life. After Carpio shot Detective Allen with his own weapon, the suspect then tried to escape by jumping out a third-story window and hobbling a few blocks away. It's safe to say his face probably exploded when he hit the ground on his long fall from the third floor. And if he got a few punches and kicks on the way to court, in exchange for killing a cop, then you can say he's a very lucky guy to have survived. Officers could have murdered Esteban Carpio if they wanted to, but they have families to go home to and they know the justice system will do its job. Boston.com reports, a white plastic mask obscuring his severely bruised face, Esteban Carpio, the man accused of fatally shooting a Providence detective inside police headquarters early Sunday, was arraigned yesterday on murder charges and ordered held without bail. Carpio, 26, was charged in Providence District Court with killing Detective James L. Allen with the officer's gun around 12 a.m. Sunday as the veteran officer questioned him about the stabbing of an 84-year-old woman. Assistant Attorney General Paul Daly said in court that Carpio grabbed Allen's pistol in a third-story interview room, shot him twice, blew out a window with another gunshot, and jumped 60 feet to a grassy mound. He was captured after what police described as a violent struggle several blocks away, about 45 minutes later. Carpio's relatives gasped when court officers led in the shackled man. His eyes red, swollen slits. "Oh, my God, look what they did to him," one of Carpio's relatives wailed, adding of vulgarity about the police officers. "Look what they did to him? Look what he did to people? What kind of parent are you when your kid murders someone in cold blood and you're worried about a few black eyes?" Had that mother raised a decent child, she wouldn't have watched him get dealt a life sentence in prison without parole. Carpio's busted face in a mask has gone viral on social media and people are outraged that the mother had the nerve to shout police brutality after he murdered a detective and allegedly stabbed an 84-year-old woman. This is the common response from parents who failed to do their job, raised a kid that's a problem on society, and then blames their kids' actions on cops who were doing their job. Carpio tried to plead insanity, but the respectable judge gave a firm no on that. It starts at home, folks. Do your best as a parent to raise a child who makes intelligent decisions. Ignore your kids too long and they'll find a way to get attention. If you've raised your children right, and they still do something like this, then there's nothing you can do about it. You did your job, but some people still turn out like this. Prayers to Detective Allen's friends and family. No detective should suffer through that.